everybody, and welcome back to Viva La.
Bye.
We practice that so much. But welcome back. If you're new to our channel, my name is Mariah.
I'm Sammy.
And today's video is going to be a story time. I really like story time videos, especially when it has to do with this topic. We're going to talk about, I guess, our labor and delivery story. She's both of our babies, not just mine. But yeah, it's gonna be a story time about labor and delivery. So a little backstory about my pregnancy. I got pregnant right away, which we weren't expecting. I mean, Mia was planned, but
yeah, it was planned in the sense of if we get pregnant, we get pregnant.
No, it was
No?
let's try and get pregnant.
Yeah, but we weren't like, you know, like we need to get pregnant by this
Well,
date.
we didn't have a certain timeline,
Yeah.
but we started trying and I got pregnant right away, which we were surprised about. You know, you hear people talking about, you know, they've been trying for months, for years, and I thought I was gonna be one just like that. But yeah, I had a healthy pregnancy. I had a great doctor. We had a great support system our whole pregnancy. Everything was going well. Except for the end. Ending is just the worst.
We'll get to that.
But anyways, so my due date was July 26th. So July 26th comes, I'm 40 weeks pregnant, no baby. A week later, 41 weeks, no baby.
Yeah, but like rewind and kind of just take everybody through your process.
What do you mean my process?
Like, I don't know, the different stages
Of pregnancy?
that you experienced, how you experienced it.
Like what?
I
I don't know, okay, I guess like cravings and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you can.
Well, I can
Well, I mean, this is more of a labor.
Yeah, I can do a separate video about pregnancy.
If you guys comment down below if you want to hear about the whole journey.
But anyways, yeah, fairly healthy pregnancy, no big issues, no big problems. Towards the end, I was just like huge. It did not feel like I had.
Well, I didn't even realize how big or huge.
Till we look back now.
Or swollen.
Swollen.
Yeah, that she got until we looked back at pictures. I mean, I saw her on a day-to-day basis, so it looked normal to me. But it was breathtaking almost. It was like, oh my god, her ankles, my goodness, oh my god.
Anyways, okay, so like I was saying, 40 weeks pregnant, no baby. 41 weeks pregnant, no baby. So I was going to the doctor, and if you're a guy, sorry, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But I had my membrane stripped, which is a membrane sweep. Which is where the doctor goes in and separates
the cervix.
The cervix from the bag of
the
water?
lining of the cervix.
Something like
starts like pretty much it's a massage for the cervix
that releases the hormones to get you into labor. So at that point I was like, yeah, do whatever you can. Like, I want this baby out. I didn't want to be induced because I was one of those who was, I want all natural labor. I don't want pain medication. This was my whole birth plan. I don't want an epidural. I don't want any kind of medication. I don't even want an IV. That's like how natural I wanted it to be. I didn't want to like give birth at home or anything, but I definitely wanted it, you know, as natural as could be. Get more into that. But yeah, so I wanted her out. So we did that.
3 times.
3 times, and none of it worked. We went to Prego Pizza. I did.
Pizza's good.
Pizza's good, but it didn't work. It doesn't work. What's
Didn't
the
work for us.
thing that I did?
What?
With the needles.
Oh, the acupuncture.
Acupuncture. My doctor recommended that. It didn't work. Walking, bouncing on a ball, nothing. Like I've learned whenever the baby's ready, whenever your body's ready, that's when it's
basically
gonna
you're
happen.
on the baby schedule.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, so my birth plan, I really wanted, like I said, all natural, no epidural. I never had a baby before, so I didn't know the pain I was getting myself into. Right?
Yeah, oh my goodness.
So yeah, anyways, so I was almost 42 weeks pregnant, and it was August 4th, 1:30 in the morning. It was a Saturday morning, middle of the night. Weirdest thing, do you remember me telling you, like, that I was dreaming.
I was dead asleep.
He was dead asleep. But I was dreaming that I was like in pain, like with cramps, like period cramps. And come to find out, I wake up to go to the bathroom and I was actually having the real cramps. Like it translated into my dream somehow. It was weird. But anyways, I go up to go to the restroom and, you know, I'm cramping. I'm like, this is weird. Like, are these contractions? What is this? I go to the bathroom and there's just blood, like blood. And for me, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is every girl, but I interpret blood and pregnancy like
they don't go
together. So I freaked out. I was like, Sam, do you remember me? I was like, babe, get up.
I've never jumped
out of bed so fast.
Yeah.
I texted my mom, I texted my sister, my in-law, his parents, they were out of the country.
Yeah, they were on
vacation. So, they weren't there. But, so I texted my mom, I texted my sister, and I was like, get up. Like, I mean, they had been texting me, like, 2 weeks prior, every single day. Anything. I'm like, no.
Everybody was
like,
antsy.
I will let you know when something's happening. So I texted them, I remember I said, get up. And they were like, what? Calling me, freaking out. But then I was on the phone with labor and delivery, you know, asking them like, oh my God, like I'm bleeding. Is this okay? Do I need to come in? So he's dealing with my family, with my sister and my mom. And
they finally said, yeah,
come on in. It sounds like your water broke.
Yeah, we'll check you out.
Like, I picture my water breaking like the movies.
Yeah,
like everywhere.
Like when you pop a balloon.
It's like, this is not water breaking.
Yeah.
So we go in and you know what's so weird? That as I'm telling this story, I'm like thinking.
You're reliving
No,
it?
I'm like thinking, where was Mia? Who was taking care of Mia?
Yeah, Mia
it's like so natural now that we have her, and I'm like, where's Mia gonna be? Who's gonna be?
It's crazy how things change and how fast they change.
Yeah. So anyways, we go in. They take you in this little room called triage, and it's before you go into the actual labor and delivery room. So we're in triage. Sam and I, my mom and my sister had already...
Time out, guys. When we were getting ready to go, I was like in this state of mind, like, we gotta go now. I gotta drive 90 miles an hour
He was
down.
like, oh my God, the baby's gonna come out
Yeah,
now.
like the baby's
gonna come out. And I kept saying, it's fine, it's fine. I was in pain.
Hey, but I have never loaded a car.
No, he loaded. We had our bags ready.
I mean, yeah, we were prepared, but like...
He was like...
I was like not anticipating like... All right,
middle of the night,
like
get up.
Night, yeah.
But we're kind of lucky it was in the middle of the night because his work, he works out of town, and it would have been a struggle.
There's no traffic.
But yeah, so we're in the car. I mean, mind you, like on the way there, I was in pain. I mean, I was having mild contractions, but they were painful, pretty painful. Anyways, we get into triage, and we're gonna kind of get into detail here. But they get this metal thing. I forgot what it's called.
It's a metal instrument.
Whatever. There's a name for it. I know what it is. It's not coming to my mind right now. But basically, they put that inside of you, and it opens you up. And yeah, so they did that, and they took a swab to make sure it was fluid. And at this point, like, I'm still bleeding, like all over the bed, all over the table. My gown, they put me in a gown that was covered in blood.
You gotta change out
I was freaked. Like, I could just feel it, like, coming out, just blood.
I mean, I felt helpless because I couldn't do anything. You know, I think that's the worst feeling ever. Knowing your partner or your spouse is in pain and you're pretty much useless.
So they take the swab and they put it in like this little thing. Takes how long did it, we were there for like waiting like 45 minutes to even find out if it, they were waiting on a doctor or something. Yeah. So they put it under a microscope and they look at everything, and yeah, it was fluid.
For how long?
Like 2 hours?
Almost 3 hours. Yeah.
3 hours. And they they said, yeah, it's fluid. By that time, my mom and my sister had already texted my grandma, who lives in Reading. So it was gonna take her, it was like 3 hours over there. Or 2.5.
2.5 hours.
She got here pretty fast. She drove from Reading
she's got a heavy foot.
to Vallejo, Kaiser Vallejo, in 2.5 hours. And so by that point, she was already there. And it was a midwife, right?
Yeah.
She tells me, okay, yeah, you are, your water has broken, but you're only 1.5 centimeters.
They said it broke, but it didn't rupture.
Yeah, it had a little rip, but it didn't completely.
So it was like dripping.
Okay, like a slow flow.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, they said, it was a midwife, she goes, you can either, you're only 1.5 centimeters dilated. And I was like, that's what I was at my 39-week appointment, but okay. So she says you can either go home, you know, rest, because
sleep in your own bed.
Sleep in your own bed, get the rest you need. We can give you a shot of morphine. It'll help you relax. Or you can stay here. She's like, I'm telling you, sweetie, it's gonna be a while before you're giving birth. And of course, in my head, you know, the all-natural route. I want to go home and I want to labor at home. So now that I think about it, that was probably the wrong decision. But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So they give me the shot of morphine. I swear, the best sleep I got in my life ever.
Yeah, as far as your pregnancy months, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, especially because
towards the end,
the last 4 weeks, you literally,
you started messing with my sleep.
You literally get up every 5 minutes to pee. And you turn on one side, you're not comfortable. You turn to the other side, you're not comfortable. You can't sleep on your stomach. You can't sleep on your back. It's horrible. The last few weeks were just no sleep. But I got the best sleep that day when they gave me the morphine.
Thank God.
But I was still I was having mild contractions. So we leave. We come back home. By this time, it was Sam, my mom, my grandma, my sister, and my aunt. My aunt drove from Davis to our house. Was
she here? Yeah,
she came. She brought lunch and stuff.
Oh, that's right.
And my little sister Sophia. Did Carlos do that work?
Excuse me.
Carlos had to go to work. But anyways, so we come back home. I'm like, I'm going to bed. You guys can hang out in the living room, do whatever you want, but I'm going to bed. Like, yeah, I knew.
We went to bed.
Like, we took plenty of classes. I watched plenty of videos that I was going to need as much rest as I could get before labor got bad.
We had so much information that I felt like I was a doctor.
That's why I thought in my head, oh my, like, I've done everything right. I've taken all the classes, done all this, I've done all that. I'll be fine. I'm doing a natural labor.
That's the thing, is that when you
don't know.
Yeah,
you never had a baby. You don't know. You think it's like, oh, there's so many, women have given birth with no pain medication in the past and blah, 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 blah. It's like such a touchy topic about epidural, no epidural, epidural, no epidural.
Yeah, that's a whole different video.
Anyways, so we come back home. I'm sleeping. I slept for what, 6 hours or so?
I think it was like 4 to 6 hours.
And mind you, the doctor had said when your water breaks, you have to give birth within 24 hours or else you put yourself and the baby at risk for an infection. So she said if you aren't in like active labor between like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight, come back.
Yeah, she said don't go further, don't stay out later than 8:30. And
so we were like, okay, you know. But you know, I'm at home and still I'm having the contractions, but they're not 2 minutes apart, they're not 3 minutes apart, they're random between 5 and 8 minutes apart. So I could still, like, I still was talking. They say when it like takes your breath away, that's when you know like you're in active labor. But that wasn't really happening, and so we're hanging out here. I'm still kind of in pain. It gets later, I'm starting to feel worse and worse. You know, so I grab my bouncy ball, I get a warm washcloth, I put some lavender oil on it, and I'm like, Sam, come in the room, like, this is me and you. Like, my goal was to have, like, him and I just have us two through the whole labor. I just wanted him by my side, I just needed him, that's what I thought I wanted. But he comes in the room and, you know, we're doing the whole thing of taking the deep breaths, and, you know, he's massaging my back, he's using a tennis ball, which was good at first. Don't get me wrong, it felt good at first. So yeah, like nothing's happening. We're still same thing. Nothing's progressing.
I feel like it's been like the pain wise and like the frequency of the contractions were happening so regularly that you're like, okay, we're going nowhere. We're stuck like here for a while.
Nothing's happening. And so it was like 7 o'clock. You know, we're like, okay, well, we need to get ready to go soon.
So we
because the thing was that they were gonna give me Pitocin to get my labor going faster. If I hadn't on my own. So my mom's like, let's go to Walmart. We're all gonna get snacks, like little, you know, candy,
snacks
gum.
Galore.
You guys got a lot of snacks and drinks and everything. She's like, and we can just walk around Walmart. Like, let's just do laps. So we're like, okay, let's go, let's do it. You know, we get there, we get what we need. God. We're there for like an hour just I mean, Walmart's it's a super Walmart. It's a big store.
You say walking, remember when we went walking to the wetlands?
Oh yeah. That'll be a good story time.
That'd be a good story time.
But anyways, so we're walking laps and laps and laps. I mean, we're walking fast, like we wanted this baby out. Still, same thing. I mean, it started to get a little worse, but not to the point where
started progressing little by little.
Let's go.
Not to the point we thought we were gonna be like, all right, we have mild contraction, and bam, we gotta go.
Yeah.
No, it was like slowly, like building up.
So then we get to the hospital. They already had a room ready for me. They already knew I was coming in.
Yeah, that was the nice part.
Yeah, we didn't have to go into triage again and wait. And yeah, so we already had
that.
They
were expecting us.
Yeah, we had everything ready. So we get in the room. Still laboring in the room. Starts getting worse and worse and worse. And they didn't want to check me how far I was dilated because
they wanted to minimize the times that they needed to check because
infection when your water breaks.
Since her water had already broken. They don't want to put her at risk for infection or the baby.
So we're like, okay, well, I in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I hope I'm like at a 5 by now.
I know.
Like halfway there. That'd be
Tell me
great.
I'm at 8.5.
So, you know, hours and hours go by. It's getting worse. And then what had happened? I was like, I can't. I was 24 hours into labor and I was like, I need to sleep. I need rest. I can't just keep going and going and going with this pain. You know, I was like, I can't anymore. Like, if I would have just had a 24-hour labor, boom, great. I would have been done. But yeah, we were already 24 hours into it. I tell the doctor, I'm like, I'm sorry. I need something. So the doctor starts me on.
They bring like this menu.
Yeah, they bring you a menu. You want this drug? You want this drug?
All the drugs they have.
At that point, I was like, give them to me all. But what's the real name of it? The gas? Fentanyl?
Fentanyl?
Yes.
I think.
So they said, let's start out with fentanyl. It's like the gas.
It's a laughing gas.
It's like a laughing gas. Every time you get a contraction, you know, you put it on.
Breathe through
it. And that was not really.
I think it helped the first couple times.
The first couple of contractions, but after that I was like, this is not doing anything.
This is a waste of gas.
This is a waste of gas. You guys are wasting your gas here. So they...
Yeah, like, let me get a hit.
Doctor says, okay, let's check you. So she checks me and she says, you're at a 4. I'm like, you're so happy that I'm at a 4? I was like expecting to be like at an 8 or a 9. She says, you're at a 4? And I'm like... So we had already gone like the 24 hours of when my water broke. So yeah, I got a fever. I got all the symptoms of having an infection. So I had an infection because I went past the 24 hours of my water breaking and not giving birth. So then they decide to give me Pitocin, finally. They said, we're gonna start you off on the lowest dosage and see where that takes you. Didn't take me anywhere, huh? So at that point, I was like, I don't care. I was like, I want the epidural. I want the epidural. Sam's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because he knew. He knew I did not want that.
Yeah. When I first heard those words, I was just like, well, I was in shock. I was just like, oh, maybe the pain is that bad.
I mean, but he was supportive. He wasn't like, no, don't get it. You said you didn't want it. You're going to regret it.
I told her that since we found out, since we started talking more and more about when labor was coming and our birth plan and what we wanted to do essentially as a team. And I told her off the bat, I was like, I'm not against you getting an epidural, or if you choose to not get it, great. If you want to, then it's your decision. You're the one that's pushing this kid out. Like
So I knew either way he was going to support me.
Exactly, yeah. Regardless, I mean, where was I going to go?
But at that point, I was like, yes, I don't care. I'm like, give it to me. Give it to me. Because, you know, you hear women say, oh my God, the epidural saves your life. So at that point, I needed a lifesaver. So, you know, they make everyone go out of the room. They let Sam stay in there. But they don't let the guys or whoever your support person stay behind you, and they don't let you see the needle, basically. That's what they wanted. So they come in, and the nurse, Sam's, you know, I'm sitting here on the bed, Sam's a couple feet away, just watching me. Like, they don't even let him touch me. The nurse, they're trying to hold me still. You have to like hunch over, hold this pillow.
But keep in mind,
you're going through contractions.
Yeah, and your belly is
You have a belly in the way. How can you, you know, scrunch over, like, and curve your back?
I have a belly. I know what that is. man.
And so, you know, it's a young girl that comes in and she says that she's some tech.
No, she
wasn't an actual.
She was right below like the doctor. Yeah.
And right when I saw her, I was trying not to judge, you know, but when you
positive attitude.
When you're 10 months pregnant and 30 hours in labor, like you get it done now.
Like in and out, let's go.
So she took 3 tries to get that in there, and she couldn't get it. She was telling me that my back was curved.
There was a curve towards the bottom of the spine.
So it made it hard for her to like actually.
And I don't know if you guys know, but where they have to thread this epidural, what we call it, a wire?
I don't know. I remember hearing the sound though on my spine.
Well, whatever they have to thread into your back for the medicine to kick in, it's between 2 vertebrae. So the vertebrae space is about that big, maybe a little smaller. They gotta like make sure you don't move, because if you move and it hits a nerve or something
you guys know you'll be paralyzed, and then you have to sign. You literally have to sign your life away before you even get it.
If you move and you're paralyzed, it's on you, not on the hospital,
because you agree to it.
Yeah.
But anyways, took her 3 tries. She couldn't get it. She says, I need to go get my boss.
I could sense a little bit of
she started to freak out.
Not freak out, but frustration, because she had, I guess according to her, she had a streak going on. It was a first time thing, and on the first time she had it in, it was working great. But with Mariah, it was different. It was 3 times, and it would get to the point where she was about to latch the medicine on, and something would happen, and they'd have to pull everything out. So then they call in the head honcho. The guy comes in and he's like, you know, getting everything ready, bringing another tray, and basically what they had to do with the first 3 tries was, you know, sit on the edge of the bed. He had to do all that, you know, re-explain that what he's trying to do and where he has to thread this needle in, and right, don't
during
move.
all this time, like I'm having contractions. I'm in such bad pain.
After contraction.
It's hard to sit still. I can hear this thing. I can hear something going around my spine, and
keep in mind this tray that they bring in literally like a rolling cart, and it's got different drawers, and in each drawer is kind of like this like pre-assembled kit, and they have to
open 6 of them.
They opened 1, but they kept like whatever makes up that kit, they had it in different drawers on that cart. So I kept like, why did she just grabbed that? Why is she grabbing it again? She just grabbed this. Why she need it again?
And I'm looking at Sam like,
I'm not being the best.
And the nurse was so rude. You know, she was just so. I went through 5 different nurses, but this one was the only one that wasn't.
She meant well.
She meant well, but she wasn't. You know, you want your nurse to be loving and make you feel comfortable. And she just was just like there, like sit still. I'm like,
got to a point I was like, girl.
Anyways,
tell my lady to sit still again.
It took them 6 tries to finally get that in. Okay, and how many hours? 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
2.5 hours. My mom's texting Sam, my sister, my grandma, what's going on? What's going on? What's
I should have had like 5 different people text me the same thing.
They were like, and in everyone else's experience, it's like quick, boom, you're done. 30 minutes at most, but no, 2.5 hours, and it was horrible. But then, like everyone says, it was magic.
I was thankful when it all. Mia's over here rolling around.
But once it was in, once
the medicine kicked in, I could tell in her face that she was starting to relax, like it was starting.
And I was finally able to rest.
Yeah, she was finally able to get some sleep. I was able to get a few hours of sleep. Yeah, it was good. And then after that, I think you woke up once or twice.
Yeah, for them to come in.
And then they come in, check on you, check your vitals.
You know, and then my blood pressure is like keeps rising and rising and rising, and
then one thing I didn't realize is that the nurses can see the screens,
everything out there
in their little nurse station. Yeah. I didn't know that. So I was like, man, these ladies are psychic or something.
They can see all your
they just have this feeling where like something's wrong in this room. I'm gonna go check. And then once I found out that they're not psychic.
So yeah, my blood pressure was getting high. So they come in and they take some blood and like, we're gonna test you for preeclampsia. And I had kept telling everyone a couple weeks before, like, I think something's wrong. Like, I'm so swollen. Like, this isn't, I know you get swollen when you're pregnant, but this is like overly swollen. And there was one day when I was like super dizzy, and the doctor said, if you start seeing like black spots, call right away. And so I did, and they're like, oh no, that's normal. That's normal with pregnancy. You're fine.
Well, that's one thing I don't get as a husband, as a guy. They tell you to do something when something happens, and you follow their orders, and yet they still dismiss it as if it's just,
it's fine.
If it's nothing.
Yeah. So they come back and they're like, yeah, you've got preeclampsia. And I'm like, so I have an infection. At this point, I had an infection. I had preeclampsia. My oxygen levels were like so bad.
They were dropping as
oxygen.
Yeah, they were dropping by the hour.
Yeah. And so they gave me some medication for that. They gave me antibiotics for the infection. I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I'm going to die. I've got all these problems here. I have a million medications going into my body, and I still have to push a baby out. So anyways, time goes on. Finally, it was time to push, and pushing story. So in the room I had Sam, I had my mom, I had my sister Devin, my grandma, and my Aunt Christine.
Keep in mind, I haven't slept.
No, Aunt Christine wasn't there yet.
No,
in the room.
She had left the night before.
She had left the hospital to go get rest, take care of her kids, her husband, and then she came back. So she came back right when it was time to push.
She called your mom and asked her how things were going, and she's like, "Oh, it's coming down to the time to push." She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna head over there." What's she saying? Benny and the boys will follow later on.
When the babies.
Yeah. So she's like, okay, cool. So she made it right before.
No, while I was pushing.
While she was pushing, it was kind of unique and kind of cool. Yeah.
So we start to do the pushing process, and oh my god, I'm a gagger.
But wait, guys, let me tell you. Keep in mind, I hadn't slept in like 2.5 days.
No one slept.
You know, I haven't showered.
Hours.
I've been in the same clothes for like 3 days. I'm like ready. I'm like, come on, girl, we need this baby. You know. So then, you know, the nurses come in, start breaking down the bed. I had asked throughout the pregnancy if I would be able to, what do you call it?
Deliver the baby.
Deliver the baby, and they
like grab her as she's coming out.
As she was being born. They said yeah. So they said just make sure you scrub up and have the proper what's the thing called on your hand?
I think they're here.
Little.
Put everything on. So we're, you know, I'm pushing, and like I said, I am a gagger. I have anything touches. If I put my head down like this, anything, I gag bad. I've always been like that my whole entire life. But you know, when you push, they make you like put your chin to chest, you know, and here I go just gagging. And I hadn't eaten because once you get the epidural, you cannot eat.
I felt bad eating.
So yeah, so I was throwing up, but basically throwing up, that's just acid. So we got my mom over here holding one arm, my grandma, my aunt in the back, my sister holding my legs. No one was strong enough. I needed strength. And, you know, my grandma's this little petite lady. And my poor grandma was trying to push my back up. Oh my God. And I needed, like, come on, like, get there. So I was like, Sam, get to my back.
Guys, now. I started on one side of her body.
He was at one leg.
And I went all the way around to the other side.
And then also keep in mind, I had the oxygen mask for every in-between contractions.
Yeah, because
that was making me gag
her
too.
Oxygen levels were dropping real low.
So when I would get a contraction, they would say, okay, take the oxygen mask off so you can push. You know, so you don't gag.
They asked, who can take the mask while you're pushing through a contraction? So Grandma, you grab the mask while Mariah's pushing through the contraction. So the first like 3 times, all right, she would say, I feel a contraction. So she would hand the mask off to Grandma. And then as they would come quicker and quicker and quicker, she would go like this. She's like, breathing, contraction, contraction.
Go back.
And then
Grandma somewhere back there.
We got Grandma behind the scenes trying to like guess where this mask is going. So like I felt so bad.
It was so funny though. Now it's funny.
It wasn't funny in the moment. Now we look back and certain things were like, oh my God, hilarious.
Yeah. But it was pretty much 3 hours of pushing. And then finally she came out. And it's cute. Tell them what she did.
Oh yeah.
Right when
my God.
So obviously, you know, she comes out.
No,
Sam didn't have time to scrub up.
So apparently they told me, Dad, time to scrub up. But at that point I hadn't had any sleep for what, 3 days. I was like zombied out. I was just literally, I was going through the motions. You know, I knew what was going on, but I wasn't like. I
mean, you had time to scrub up. You had 3 hours, but
yeah,
they didn't want him to actually scrub up until it was
visible,
like, yeah, ready to be there.
Like, and one thing they didn't tell me is where the scrubs were. Yeah. They just said, Dad, scrub up. I looked at them like, where the scrubs at? So I look around for the scrubs. I can't find them. Yeah.
He's trying to find scrubs.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna miss this. I went back to where I was. And I encourage you to keep pushing.
But anyways, yeah, Mia comes out. They put her on my chest. You know, Sam's right there, and it was just such a beautiful moment when
it's something you can't really explain until you personally experience it. You know, because growing up, like when I got to that age where I was like, I would ask my dad, like, Dad, like, what does it feel like, or what did you do, or what did you say, or what went through, what emotions were going through your body. And he was like, once you have your kid, you'll understand. Know. And yeah, I think like a week after she was born, my dad finally had a chance to come over and visit, and I told him, I was like, you know what, Dad, I finally understand what you felt when me and my siblings were born. So it's definitely a very beautiful, unique experience.
But tell them what she did.
I'm getting to that.
Oh.
So when she was born, the doctor.
This is a real story time.
The doctor puts Mia on Mom's chest. You know, skin to skin contact. And I'm there, you know, trying to not bawl my eyes out, but I'm still crying. And then I do this whistle for Mia, and she, while Mia was in Mom's belly, I would do this whistle, and I would talk to her, and you know, do all these things to where when I would talk to her, she'd know it's Dad, and she would start moving. So when she was born and on Mom's chest, I did the same thing, and her reaction was like, I will never forget that for the rest of my life. She looked at me, kind of gave me a grin, and I don't know what made me do this, but I stuck my finger out. And she grabbed it, and I was just like,
right away. And luckily we have pictures of it. Yeah. Everyone in there was, you know, filming.
Yeah,
taking videos.
I was just
I have a whole video of the whole thing.
I was just like, yeah, this little girl's got me wrapped around her finger, literally.
Yeah, yeah. So
you know, it was
so cute. We have a picture of that. But yeah, all that. I mean, it's so worth it, obviously. But 40 hours of labor, 6 attempts for an epidural. Preeclampsia, infection, bad. Like from now on, I'm like, next pregnancy, epidural right away. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. Now that I know what it feels like I'm sorry, I'm not letting anyone tell me. Yeah. You don't need it. You don't need it. I do. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, and then I did rip, so I had to get stitched up.
Oh, that was.
We had a resident. Deliver our baby. We didn't get to have our doctor. He was on vacation.
He was on vacation.
But a resident delivered her. She did great. It had to be stitched up, and it took a while. And I don't know. They said it's not supposed to take that long. But I mean, whatever.
You're here and alive.
I had the baby. Like nothing else mattered at that point. But yeah, it was beautiful.
It's an amazing.
I still look back at it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I went through that. Cannot believe I.
For me, it felt like I blinked an eye and you were like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah, yeah, but it was so good. Mia, she latched right away. Go get her.
Mia, what are you doing?
Mia, she latched right away. So we've had a very successful so far breastfeeding journey. I know things change overnight with babies. We've learned that quickly. But yeah, it's been amazing. She just threw up.
That's alright.
But yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Yeah.
Comment what you think.
Yeah.
If you have
this video. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to it.
Give it a thumbs up.
Go get her real quick. Come here.
Alrighty.
You gotta say goodbye. You gotta say goodbye.
Come on, Mia. Say goodbye to the Valles.
She is a
After all that hours, we get this little beautiful girl.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in our next video. Say bye. Bye.
Bye bye, Mia.
Say bye. Look, Mia. Say, ah. Mwah.